Wait a minute. Just look at this. My colleagues at the Deep Space Network are scrambling because the telemetry streaming into our monitors right now defies every law of classical mechanics. We are witnessing a thermal runaway event that is quite literally rewriting the textbooks of aeronomy and plasma physics in real time. Precisely 6 hours ago, NASA's timed Thermosphere, Ionosphere, Mesosphere, Energetics, and Dynamics mission satellite monitoring the delicate boundary between our world and the void transmitted a data set so anomalous it was initially flagged as a sensor malfunction. Within a staggering window of just 45 minutes, the kinetic temperature of Earth's thermosphere spiked by an unprecedented 40 degrees C. To put this into a cosmic perspective, our planet is an island floating in the frigid vacuum of space. Under the standard Bolin laws of planetary equilibrium, there are only two primary engines of heat: the radiative output of our sun and the primordial thermal leakage from the Earth's core. However, as of 12R UTC today, the sun is essentially flatlining. The NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center logs indicate 0 solar flares, no coronal mass ejections, CMEs, and a solar wind velocity that is remarkably stable. In the language of physics, we are observing a violation of the law of conservation of energy on a global scale. Energy cannot manifest from a vacuum. It must be harvested or induced. This massive injection of energy, equivalent to the simultaneous detonation of a multi-megaton nuclear device in the upper atmosphere every single second, is not coming from our star. It is being beamed toward us from the mysterious entity known as 3IATLAS. Theoretical physicists, like Dr. Michio Kaku, suggest that we must move beyond the dirty snowball model of cometary science. This is not friction. 3IATLAS is currently millions of kilometers away, yet the thermal response in our atmosphere is instantaneous. Imagine standing in a sealed, freezing vault with no heaters, yet suddenly the very air molecules around you begin to agitate into a boil. This is cosmic induction. We are seeing a planetary-scale manifestation of Faraday's law, where a moving magnetic body, 3IATLAS, is inducing a staggering electrical current within the coil of Earth's magnetic field. The data from the University of Colorado's Laboratory for Atmospheric and Space Physics, LASP, confirms this is no glitch. When NASA engineers cross-referenced the SABRE instrument on the timed satellite with the European Space Agency's ESA swarm constellation, the results were chilling. The swarm satellites, which act as a high-precision stethoscope for Earth's magnetic heartbeat, detected turbulent electron density. Simultaneously, JAXA's high-node solar observatory confirmed that the sun remains a silent spectator. We are currently caught in a Joule heating event of terrifying proportions. Normally, Joule heating is a byproduct of the solar wind slamming into our magnetosphere, turning the ionosphere into a toaster wire of electrical resistance. But with the solar wind absent, the current is being generated by the electromagnetic wake of 3IATLAS. This object is behaving less like a comet and more like a Type II civilization's von Neumann probe, an active, highly charged plasma conductor. The physical consequences are already visible. As the thermosphere heats, it undergoes thermal expansion. The atmosphere is literally puffing up, swelling outward into the path of our satellite infrastructure. SpaceX's Starlink orbital dynamics team reported just 4 hours ago a 14% surge in atmospheric drag. The International Space Station, ISS, was forced into an emergency reboost maneuver 2 days ahead of schedule because the thin air of space has suddenly become a viscous soup. But here's the detail that keeps astrophysicists awake at night. This heating is not uniform. It is focalized. New infrared telemetry from the NOAA GOES-19 satellite has identified a hotspot tracking across the Pacific Ocean, moving in perfect lockstep with the magnetic footprint of 3IATLAS. This object is acting as a magnetic lens, focusing energy directly into our ionospheric layers. As we look at the trajectory modeling for the next 72 hours, the math suggests we are not on a linear path. This is an exponential curve. In the history of the Kardashev scale, we have never witnessed a celestial object manipulate a planet's energy budget from such a distance without physical impact. We have always assumed the primary threat from space was a kinetic collision, a rock hitting the Earth. We were wrong. The threat today is electrodynamic coupling. The ESA cluster mission, flying in a tetrahedral formation to study our magnetosphere, has detected that Earth's magnetic field lines are vibrating at a specific resonance frequency, a hum that matches the rotational period of 3IATLAS with 99.9% accuracy. This is orbital resonance. It is like a tuning fork vibrating so loudly that every window in the city begins to shatter. Earth is now vibrating in sympathy with an alien intruder, and the energy transfer is becoming disturbingly efficient. We are witnessing a runaway thermal event that defies the Stefan Boltzmann law for equilibrium. The energy is being pumped into our sky faster than the Earth can radiate it back into the dark. If this induction continues to intensify as 3IATLAS makes its closest approach, we are looking at the potential collapse of the global technological grid. Everything, from GPS synchronization to the very rotation of our planet, is now under the influence of a force that should not exist in nature. The situation escalated to a level of existential concern exactly 12 hours ago, when the International Earth Rotation and Reference System Service IERS in Paris, the global authority responsible for the precision of our clocks, issued a quiet, high-priority bulletin. They have detected an anomalous microsecond delay in Earth's planetary rotation. While a microsecond may seem trivial to the casual observer, in the rigorous domain of orbital mechanics, it is a seismic event. Statistically, the probability of Earth's rotation fluctuating this abruptly due to internal tectonic shifts or oceanic currents is a mere 0.004%. It is, for all intents and purposes, physically impossible under current models. But the cause is staring us in the face through the lens of angular momentum conservation. As the thermosphere expands due to the induction heating from 3IATLAS, Earth is quite literally puffing up. It is the figure skater effect. Just as a spinning skater slows down by extending their arms, Earth is extending its atmospheric envelope, increasing its moment of inertia and slowing its spin. This isn't just a theoretical curiosity, it is a physical drag being applied to the entire planet. Within the last 4 hours, the consequences have become tangible. SpaceX has confirmed the loss of 3 Starlink satellites that deorbited prematurely, incinerated by a thermosphere that has become a wall of superheated plasma. The European Space Agency, ESA, has shifted its Sentinel-6 satellite into emergency safe mode as it expends precious propellant to fight against atmospheric drag that shouldn't exist. Even the International Space Station, ISS, is currently battling a drop in altitude faster than any recorded event in the last 2 decades. Theoretical physicists like Dr. Michio Kaku point to a deeper, more unsettling mystery, the superconductor paradox. For a celestial object to generate a magnetic field strong enough to induce drag on a planet from millions of kilometers away, it must possess a core of unimaginable density, perhaps metallic hydrogen, or a room-temperature superconductor. In the standard dirty snowball model, comets are electrically neutral. They do not possess the molten iron dynamos of planets. Yet 3IATLAS is behaving like a controlled planetary-scale electromagnet. Data streaming from the ESA cluster mission, a tetrahedral formation of 4 satellites studying our magnetosphere, shows that our magnetic field lines are not just vibrating, they are being manipulated. The oscillation frequency matches the internal hum of 3IATLAS so perfectly that energy transfer has reached near total efficiency. This breaks the Stefan Boltzmann law for thermal equilibrium. We are seeing a runaway event where energy is being pumped into the Earth faster than our planet's natural thermostat, the production of nitric oxide, can radiate it back into space. As of 15 Baogi UTC today, NASA headquarters took the unprecedented step of classifying the latest telemetry from the timed mission. In the world of open-source science, this is a red flag of the highest order. It suggests that the chemical signature of our atmosphere is changing in a way that the government is not yet ready to disclose. We are no longer just looking at a comet. We are looking at an object that can manipulate the very orbital mechanics of a world. The question we must now face is, if 3IATLAS is doing this from such a vast distance, What happens as it approaches the perigee? We are not just talking about losing our GPS constellation or secure communications, we are talking about a fundamental shift in the stability of our technological civilization. The mystery reached a fever pitch at 16 CR UTC today, when the latest spectroscopic analysis from JAXA's Hinode Solar Observatory and the ESA's Gaia mission identified a chemical signature in our upper atmosphere that has sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Usually the thermosphere relies on nitric oxide, NO, to act as a planetary thermostat. It absorbs energy and radiates it back into space as infrared heat. But right now, despite a record-breaking surge in nitric oxide production, the temperature of the Earth continues to climb. In the framework of thermodynamics, this is a system failure. It is like trying to extinguish a raging forest fire with a garden hose. The energy being pumped into the ionosphere by 3IATLAS is overwhelming the Earth's natural cooling mechanisms. Theoretical physicists like Dr. Michio Kaku have noted that for an object to achieve this level of atmospheric dominance, it must be utilizing electrodynamic coupling on a scale previously thought to belong only to Type II civilizations on the Kardashev scale. This leads us to the most unsettling discovery of February 21, 2026. NASA's now classified data suggests that the magnetic field of 3IATLAS is not chaotic. It is structured. Every 42 minutes, the magnetic pulse from the object undergoes a phase shift, a handshake signal, that aligns perfectly with Earth's polar regions. This isn't just a rock passing by, it is an interaction that looks increasingly like a braking maneuver or a high-bandwidth inductive transmission. We must ask the question that NASA and the NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center are currently avoiding in their public briefings. Is 3IATLAS a natural comet, or is it an active electromagnetic dynamo of artificial origin? A natural ball of ice and dust simply does not possess a superconducting core capable of slowing a planet's rotation or inducing a 40°C thermal spike from millions of kilometers away. As the clock ticks toward the next 48 hours, 3IATLAS will cross the magnetic threshold, the point where the flux tubes between the object and Earth become a direct electrical conduit. If the current trajectory and induction levels hold, we may witness an auroral event so powerful it could induce currents in our ground-based power grids, mirroring the Carrington event of 1859, but without a single solar flare to blame. The telescopes are locked, the detectors are live, the data stream is flowing into the deep space network at a rate that is nearly impossible to process. Whatever 3IATLAS truly is, a messenger from the deep past or a sentinel of the future, we are no longer just observers. We are part of the experiment. The laws of physics are being tested, and the Earth itself is the laboratory.